Welcome to another edition of Discover Tinley, a program to highlight the positive things about Tinley Park, the organizations and people that make Tinley Park a great place in which to live. And we all know Tinley Park is a great place in which to live. My name's Ron Centanni. I'll be your host today, and we're going to do a live outdoor shot again this time. We usually, in the summertime, try to get outside and shoot some things out in the open so people can see what's going on other than what's in our studio. And by the way, I hope you all had a chance to take advantage of some of the summer programs in Tinley Park. Fall is coming here, and we had some tremendous movies and farmers market and car shows, all kinds of things going on in downtown Tinley. We're very fortunate that we have a tremendous fire department in Tinley Park, probably one of the best in the state. And it's due to the leadership of some excellent people we have here with us today. And we're going to talk about the fire department and show you some of the things they do in their training. And it's kind of exciting. We're going to be out here on 183rd Street on the tower and see what they're doing. First of all, I'll introduce our chief, Chief Ken Dunn. Chief, how are you doing? Welcome to Discover Tinley.
Good morning, Ron. Thank you for coming.
And our assistant chief and the director of training, Tom Schlepsky.
Good morning, Ron. How are you today?
All right, we got two excellent people here. Now, you guys have been around for a while, right? How long have you been with the department, Ken?
43 years.
Oh, my goodness. And Tom, how long have you been?
40 years.
Oh, wow. Well, talk about a little experience here, right? What kind of things have you seen over the years that have really been kind of noteworthy to you, Ken?
Well, we've seen a lot of progression in the fire department. Chief Bettenhausen was a chief that I worked under, and he set a lot of the standards that we look at today, and worked very hard at doing that. We've tried to continue that after he left, of course, and part of what we do is training, and training is extremely important to the organization, because without it, our folks wouldn't have any idea on what's important, what needs to be done at a fire, what needs to be done to help our citizens. And so the training tower grounds here is extremely helpful for us, because it gives us the experience that we need when working at a fire.
Now, how long has this tower been in Tinley? When did it first get built here?
About 20 years ago, and it was purchased through the village, funds from the village, and it was about $1.1 million at the time. And the tower here really helps us out a great deal. Tom will talk about what we've got at the tower and what goes on in the tower, but without it, we just wouldn't be able to get the experience that we need.
Wow, and experience is really tremendously helpful in all the. So now, does Tinley Park have a lot of fires going? Are you really that active, or hopefully the town is not going on fire that often?
No, the town's not burning down, but we run about 2,000 calls a year, and of course those are automobile crashes, dumpster fires, grass fires. As far as actual structure fires go, we probably have 12 to 15 of those a year, but those are difficult when you get to them, and it's something that we have to prepare for, and that's what this is for.
Wow. Well, speaking of training, training director, assistant chief, and Tom Schlepsky in charge of training. What does it take to train these people, and how often do you train?
Actually, they train every day, but our Tuesday night and Tuesday morning drills are held to comply with what we need to come up with for the state fire marshal's requirements. And that's a year-long project. Every day, in 2015, our standards are going to change again, because the Office of the State Fire Marshal has upgraded those. So we've been working on that for the past 4 years to get our people to that level, and we're almost there. We're working on it, but we'll get them there.
It's a work in progress, isn't it always?
Absolutely, it is. And then a new firefighter takes right around 7 months to run through the academy, the way we do it. And they come out and they're certified by the Office of State Fire Marshal, and they start working for us, and at that point, and go right to work as shift workers.
Wow. Okay. And how many people we have in the fire department?
Right around 130 at this point.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, thanks for coming to our program here, Chief and Assistant Chief. We're going to go and see what some of the training is all about in the tower. So let's go to the tower. Through a building. So, Tom, what are we going to see here?
This is our SCBA maze. What it teaches our firefighters is self-evacuations for themselves if they get trapped in a building. There's numerous scenarios in here that they will go through. They'll make entry at one end, and they'll have to find their way out of this maze for safety's sake. As they're coming through the maze, they're confronted with numerous different obstructions that they have to get through. So we're working together as a team of 3 people, and they have to keep in constant contact. Now coming through an 18-inch opening, we're going to make over to this other prop, which is basically a stun wall, and they have to fit themselves through there in order to evacuate themselves from one room to the next room. They're using a sit-down method.
Yeah, we got studs we gotta go through. All right. They going upstairs. Get them licenses up here. All right, hold up. Go ahead, go ahead.
They're currently crawling through an attic simulator, and they're going to slide down onto another floor, which they'll end up going through some wires that they can get caught up on, and then they'll exit the prop.
I got somebody come down. All right. Yep. Opening to the right. You got me? Yeah.
Coming out of the prop at this point, and they'll exit the building, rolling out of through the window up to the outside.
Opening to the right, not a window. Opening to the right, not the wires. Okay.
Hey, stop.
I had my foot on it. All of our members have self-evacuated the building. They're now outside.
All right, Tom, we got something else going on here. What are we going to see now in the part of your training?
Scenario is going to be for a down fireman. We're going to have 3 firemen come in, and they're going to search the building. They're going to use a right-hand search of the room. They find him. They're going to take him to the one window and get him set up to be evacuated out of the window, which will take place from the outside of the building.
Very good. Good luck.
hold it still. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm gonna get back here, right? You get it back. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Back out.
This discipline is from saving our own. It's going to be the evacuation of a unconscious firefighter down a ladder. Firefighter's going to go up the ladder. He's going to get him position himself. They have the other firefighter, the unconscious firefighter's legs are over his shoulders, and he will actually pin him against the ladder, the unconscious firefighter against the ladder, and slowly bring him down to the ground. This can be used to evacuate an unconscious firefighter or a civilian. That's it. This discipline is a ladder bail. There's a firefighter trapped in a building and he has to get out within seconds. He's going to come out the window, dive out the window, grab onto the ladder, and slide down the ladder. This scenario is used to teach our firefighters how to make entry into a building through the doorway. This prop is known as the Humbler. It was designed by a firefighter from the Posen Fire Department, and it's quite a great tool for us. At that point, he's sounding the door. They're using the irons to force the door open. As you can see, he's made entry into the building. That's an outward swinging door. The next door is an...
Drive. Stop.
He's now into the building. This scenario is a self-evacuation drill of an outside wall. We're going to punch through these concrete blocks and then exit the building to the outside. All right, the purpose of this prop is to simulate a garage door. We get a car fire inside of a garage or any type of a fire, we have to open the garage door up. He's made one vertical cut, now he'll make a horizontal cut. Last cut will be a vertical cut. Then be able to pull the door away. The fireman can enter the building or exit the building, or we can get a hose line in there to put the fire out. Okay, the tower that we have here is 4 stories in height. There's 4 different levels. It gives us the opportunity to provide our firefighters with the live fire training that they need to keep up with their OSFM standards. How do we control it? This control panel here is connected to thermocouplers on all the floors, and we can dial in a floor to tell exactly how hot each floor is at the ceiling, the midsection, and at the floor. When we go into the burn room, it gets a little bit hotter in there. Obviously, the burn room is it goes up to around 800 degrees, which is extremely hot. The smoke and heat is ventilated through a chimney system that takes it up to the other rooms. So we don't need to provide fires up in those rooms. We can actually get heat and smoke up there, but we do still have the ability to burn up there. And these are just safety factors that are built in. Simple one here, if we have to evacuate the building, the 3 horns mean that everybody needs to evacuate the building now. There's something wrong, and we need to call the drill off, and all the people will come out of the drill, and we do what's called a PAR. And that is basically, we're going to make sure that everybody who was in the building is out of the building. It's just our way of accommodating, making sure that everybody's accommodated for. This here right now is blank, but during a drill we would have listed here who the incident commander is, the burn officer, stokers, and anybody else that we need to be inside the building working, that we would have their names there so we know that they're there. So we have accountability on everybody that's on the fire scene. All our tower is operated under the 1403 standard, NFPA 1403 standard, which hopefully will keep us safe and be able to continue training with it. This scenario is a vertical ventilation of a structure fire. They're setting up an extension ladder to the roof. They'll carry up a roof ladder and set that, and then bring up the chainsaw to cut the ventilation hole. This is usually done with coordinating the attack from the inside crew. They will work together via the radio to coordinate their attack.
Left side.
What's that hand equipment they got?
That's the used to punch a hole in the drywall. We cut the hole in the top of the roof. They'll reach down and put the hole in the ceiling down below. There's drywall in there. And they'll push that out, and the smoke will be able to come out. The roof to make sure it's solid. At this point, he's sounding the roof to make sure it's solid enough to be on. If there was fire underneath there, it would be soft and he'd have to get off the roof. The reason for the ladder is in case there's a collapse, the firemen can get themselves out. The officer inside the building with the hose line would be in contact with the defense, telling him where to cut the hole. He's always going to cut it at the highest point that he can. They're lifting the roof section out. Now they're going to punch a hole in the ceiling down below. This will let the gases, the heat gases and smoke evacuate from the building. That's it.
All right, Chief, I guess we're going to end the show in a blaze of glory here. We have a car fire. Not all your fires are in buildings. Some are out in the streets in a car. What's going on here now?
We have one engine pulling up to extinguish the fire. It's a three-man crew. Driver is the operator. He'll be the pump operator. The two crew members will come out, pull a hose line, mask up, and go in and extinguish the fire. There'll be a second engine that comes in as a backup, and just get the fire put out as quickly as possible and as safely as possible. The dangers are things could be exploding in there. The unknown of what's inside of the car. Gas tank could explode. Airbags, inflators for the seat belts. Just the unknown is the biggest issue here.
You always have two firefighters at a scene like this?
It's a complete crew on an engine right now. There's three firefighters, the driver operator, the officer, and a firefighter. Our trucks have four people on them. There'd be a driver operator, the officer, and two firefighters.
Now we got 4 fire stations in town now. How many people are at a station on call at a time?
Station 1 has 4 people assigned to it. Station 4 has 4 people assigned. 2 is 3 people assigned to it. And Station 3 has 3 people assigned to it, plus the ambulance crews that are in there now. Station 1 has 2 ambulances. Station 2 has 1 ambulance. 3 has 1 ambulance. And Station 4 has 1 ambulance.
Oh, I didn't know. All stations have an ambulance assigned to it?
That is correct.
Oh, wow.
The second ambulance at Station 1 is a floater. It fills in for another ambulance at one of the other stations when they have to leave on a call. You can see they're fighting it from an angle in case something were to explode. Wind behind their back, and they're pushing the smoke away from themselves as best they possibly can so they can see what they're doing and they don't get themselves in any bad situations.
Hopefully somebody's gotten out of that car before the firemen get there, right?
Yes, that would be. And it's one of the things that they have to do when the fires when they put the fire out. They're going to have to check make sure there is nobody in there, and not only the passenger compartment, they'll have to check the trunk and make sure that that's clear also.
Oh, the trunk?
The trunk, yes.
Really? Oh, wow. You run into these fires very often on the streets like this?
It's a very common fire. Numbers I really couldn't give you, but it's just a common fire for us to see it during any type of shift. If you look at the front of the car, there's still fire in there. To the right side of the fire under the grill, you can see flames there yet.
And those air packs they've got on, how long are they able to use the air packs?
About 20 minutes worth of air. As they walk around the vehicle to check for other fires, you can see the fire we saw, they just saw it and extinguished it. The engine carries 500 gallons of water, and obviously, as you can see, it was more than enough to put the fire out.
Well, Tom, that was quite a show you put on here. Thanks for doing all your work here and putting on this for us here.
Well, it's not me, it's these gentlemen right here. They're responsible for the tower here and making sure this training takes place. My coordinator here, Bill Murray.
Well, let them introduce themselves, and we can see who they are and what the responsibilities are. You are?
Captain Bill Murray, Company 4, been on for about 13 years.
And what's your position then?
Captain.
Okay. And you are?
Brian Johnson, been on for 15 years. I'm a lieutenant out of Engine 203.
All right, very good. You are?
Steve Griffin, Lieutenant, 13 years, Company 2.
And finally?
Don Tobias, Lieutenant, Station 4.
Wow. Okay, if it wasn't for these tremendous leadership officers who are doing their job, we're very fortunate that Tinley Park has probably one of the finest fire departments in the state of Illinois due to men like these and the other people that have been involved in the department. Thank you so much for watching, and kind of pay good attention to your Tinley Park Fire Department. Thanks for watching Discover Tinley. We'll see you next month.